Hey, what's happening, ladies and germs? This is the Packer Man. You're currently watching Isak the Survivalist. And this is Baldur's Gate 3. And I finally figured out how to turn the random battle shit on. So after you take the random spawns potion, hold on and I'll put you a watch what this does. Animated armor. And it causes this shadow quake to spawn in. Basically, when random battles are on, this will spawn. And it'll continue to spawn enemies until it is destroyed. Oh, there's another animated armor. Hmm. And another one immediately spawns because we're in arena mode. And there we go.
I'm exhausted. Better find somewhere to camp soon.
Let's go ahead and do that. Because another thing will happen. Once we do. Yep, there he is. Wyll.
The Blade of Frontiers. Thought I'd shaken you for good after the Mind Flare ship. But you just can't get enough of me, can you?
Karlach, Advocatus Diaboli, the stink of Avernus.
I remember you. The Blade of Frontiers, hero of the Sword Coast. Have I got that right?
Pride of the coast, in the flesh. And you've got...
A great fire roars through you, the fire of the first hell. You are the Blade of Frontiers, racing through the wastes of Avernus. Just ahead, a diabolical figure, red skin, single-curled horn, blazes with flame, bloodied great axe held high. He chases the fiend, ignited with rancor. She is an infernal war devil, a threat to the living, evil incarnate.
Your ally's a fraud, a soldier in the Archdevil Zariel's army. Either I cut her down, or she burns the Sword Coast to ash.
I've tried to tell you. I am not what you think I am. I'm...
Another vision. Karlach's blade raised, slicing through devils, Zariel's servants, as her eyes dart around, seeking escape. The man shudders with Karlach's desperation. She is a victim of the Blood War, not an agent of it.
By Baldur's helm, No. I will not be tricked.
You saw the truth. I may be an effective soldier, but I never wanted to serve Zariel. Legged it away from her the first chance I got.
And yet you served.
Stand down. You saw what I saw. Karlach is not a danger.
No! Devils cannot be trusted.
God, you're stubborn. Karlach's not a devil, and you know it.
Would you listen to sense? This doesn't have to end badly. For either of us. You know monsters, right? Better than anyone. Look into my eyes. Can't you see I'm not what you think?
Shit. You really are no devil, are you? I've been deceived.
Thank the gods. Thought I was gonna have to take your head.
You would have died in the attempt. But there have been enough threats today. Truce?
I'll do you one better. Allies. We're looking to get rid of these parasites for good. And ruin some bastards' days while we're at it. Sounds like your kind of venture.
I've not grown any tentacles yet, thank Baldur. But luck won't be on our side forever. Yes, you have my blade. Your leader willing, of course.
Well, soldier, what's the word?
The more the merrier, as they say.
Hey!
Well met. And 1,000 sorries. I've pledged my life to protecting the meek from monsters. But tonight, I was the rampaging beast. I see the good in you, Karlach. I promise not to lose sight of it, even when the hells burn hottest.
The famous Blade of Frontiers in the flesh. Clever, this hero act you've got going.
Hero, blade, names strangers gave me. My friends call me Wyll.
Excellent. If we ever become friends, I'll know what to call you.
Yep, and we now have a new ally. Wyll.
Where am I needed?
Wyll is a warlock. We're gonna add a new one. Ranger. Ranger, nice, sounds cool. Beast Tamer, Tracker, Wasteland Wanderer Cold, Wasteland Wanderer Fire, Wasteland Wanderer Poison. Warlock. Other speak. Other communications. Slot 2. When you cast Eldritch Blast, add your charisma modifier to the damage it deals, unless it's negative. Well, his charisma is 17. So that's probably a good one. So equal 5 fates is 1 for 1 matching, cast Bane using a warlock spell slot. And Ranger. Hail Thorns. What's a good one? Cure Wounds. Archery.
All right. What now?
You've been witness to a pantomime, I'm sorry to say. And I've played my part all too poorly.
What's that supposed to mean? Lay it out plainly, Wyll.
It means that a reckoning's coming. And I'll be the one to pay up. One night soon when we make camp, the veil will be lifted. And I'll pay my penance.
Penance. Should I be worried?
You're not in any danger, I promise. I can't say the same about me.
Glad Wyll saw sense. Even more glad he decided to stick around. Takes a pretty slick mover to track down old Karlach.
I'm glad he's joined us too. Glad you two could make peace.
Same. Now, instead of a liability, I've got a friend. Or I will have soon, anyway.
Cavings. Show up, of course not.
Should wish them more interesting times.
Oh, right.
Soldier.
How did you end up with such a contraption in your chest?
The year, 10 air. The place, sleepy little town called Baldur's Gate. Our hero, Karlach, a knock-kneed delinquent from the outer city with everything to give and nothing to lose. I was a kid looking for a way to fill my days and make some cash when I fell into the wrong crowd. Worked for a guy I respected. A lot. Turns out the feeling wasn't mutual. Through the jigs and the reels, he made a deal with Zariel behind my back. You know Zariel, right? Archdevil of Avernus. She put this thing in my chest and set me to work. Well, to war. I learned quick how to stay alive. And the engine served me when it came to killing devils. 10 years of that. The stories I could tell.
You mentioned a boss who gave you up to Zariel. Who was it?
Guy named Gortash. Politician. Inventor. One of these wheeler-dealer types who seems to have a finger in every pie. I guess I was naive to think everything he got up to was above board. What did I know? I saw a job. A good job. With people I liked. Doing work I was good at. Sometimes I'm jealous of that girl. Ugh, to feel so invincible again.
It sounds like all we need to do to fix your engine is to find some infernal iron.
Let's hope Damon is as good as he seems. Once my engine's handled, I can focus on more important matters. Tadpoles, cults, frosty pints.
What does that infernal engine do to you?
Gives me energy. Power. But you've seen it in action. Very hard to control. If I'm excited at all, angry, nervous, delighted, enticed, I burn hot. Hot enough to burn anyone who gets close.
You must be pent up.
I try not to think about it. I still think about it constantly, but, you know, I try. One of these days, I'll sort the whole infernal affair out, get myself cooled off, start making up for lost time. But not today. Soldier.
In your expert opinion, what's the best way to kill a devil?
Depends on the type. Ice devils hate an inferno, but that's an easy one. Orthons love projectiles. What they don't love is getting their bombs lobbed right back in their faces. Demons, on the other hand, every demon is absolutely singular. You can't ever think you've got them typed out. Sharp instincts, sharp weapons, and a knack for improvisation. That's the only way to survive them. Anyway, what were we talking about?
This isn't where I thought I'd end up. How about you?
Funny you should ask. I was just thinking about what would have become of us without that nautiloid. I mean, I know where I'd be. Trapped in Avernus still, with the blade of frontiers on my tail. But what about you?
I'd be in the middle of another adventure, blessedly free of any tadpole.
I can picture you getting mixed up in some outrageous shit. Giants, beholders, Thayans, the works. Maybe once we've wrapped up the current shenanigans, we'll rest a bit and find some new heap of trouble to throw ourselves at. Hey, soldier.
Come on, we're heading out.
Let's go, go, go.
Speak.
I'd like you to join me.
It is done.
The Blade of Frontiers at your calling.
Tell me, Wyll, how did you come to be the Blade of Frontiers?
My father once said, one does not pursue a champion's life. One merely answers its call. So it was for me. I was hunting near the Cloakwood when I heard it. A child crying out from a lone farmstead. I found him in the fields, flanked by goblins. His mother's corpse bled into the soil next to him. I don't remember much of the battle, but I remember drying the boy's tears after.
What act could be finer than saving a life? You must have felt proud.
Proud? No. Angry. Angry at the monsters preying on innocents. Angry at the so-called good gods for tolerating the cruelty of the evil. Angry at myself that it took so long for me to see the coast suffering. The frontiers demanded a blade. And so I heeded.
And before that?
Baldur's Gate, born and raised. The only son of a single father. He wanted one life for me. I chose another. We haven't spoken since I left the city. A classic drama. A staunch father and his rebellious son. Better heard from the bard's lips than mine.
I've noticed your stone eye. Did you lose it in battle?
A most vicious one, in fact. It's made from pure bloodstone, carved from the Galena Mountains just north of the Moonsea. A reminder that sometimes blood must be shed and sacrifices must be made. But that story is reserved for lifetime friends and calmer days.
tiny groove spider across the eye's surface. It resembles a sending stone used to confer with distant contacts.
Isn't your eye a sending stone?
A sending stone? Nothing so special,
His breathing quickens, his jaw tenses. Wyll is keeping something from you.
Alright then, let's change the subject.
Gladly. What else is on your mind?
I don't suppose you've come across an expert healer in your travels.
I've come to know a fair few village clerics, but none with the skill to pull these worms from our heads. From what I understand, there's a healer called Nettie in the Grove. Perhaps she's got the talent. We should pay her a visit.
Let's go.
That's the spirit.
Do we have everybody? Yep, okay. Okay, yep, okay. Alright, we're at the Risen Road.
Was it? Now, a mere werebear could swat me halfway to arm.
Strange things are happening to us. What festers in our minds may well impel our bodies.
Ever heard of a vampire called Cazador? Well,
I don't think so. Why? Friend of yours?
He's patriarch of the Tsar family. Nasty fellow, if the histories are accurate.
I imagine they are.
How fares the search?
people will say, Wyll, when they find out the monster hunter is becoming a monster?
I've faced countless perils and conquered them all. This will be no different.
I've always had a soft spot for the confident ones. They always disappoint, though.
Wait a while. You're both twice as tall as me, but have half the bloody backbone.
But we don't know what that thing even is. And what about the crypt?
I'm telling you, it's a ship. And the crypt can wait. Mari and Barton have been trying to break in for days. Now we... Stop! Got ourselves competition already. That's our ship.
That ship is full of monsters. I wouldn't go near it.
Well, in that case, come on, you lot. No point in getting killed. Second worm gets the cheese and all.
Second mouse gets the cheese, no?
Nobody's getting any damn cheese. Now move it!
It would have been quicker to kill them.
There's something underneath here.
Why do you give a book? Everything all right out there?
Yes, it's me. Let me in.
You sound a bit shaken, Moss. Hang on while I find the key.
Cheese your way through.
Who the hell's... You're dead!
Like a fire ray. Oh.
No more prayers. Only dust and silence.
Who are those prayers for? Normally the patron god is obvious. Not here.
Sorry? Or use this.
On the move.
Ready for another round?
Not surrender.
Lovely. Siren's kind of in the way.
Clear off. We got you first.
Hey, Jamara. Eldritch Blast. I'm gonna try something. It does work. Cool. God damn it, I forgot again.
To sleep. That's curious. What was that?
A new area. An area that is the whole point of coming here for. Dank Crypt.
This whole place reeks of necromancy.
But we'll do this in the next episode. So, thank you very much for watching this edition of Baldur's Gate 3 here on Isak the Survivalist. And until next time, this is the Packer Man signing out. Hey everyone, thank you for watching tonight's video. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button for more great content. See you next time, folks.